Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall, where we are still doing the stuff up to the point where we go talk to Alice. I've got a little bit of a headache, and so I might be a little bit off. Same day as the last video, it's actually a couple minutes later, but it is hay fever season. One of the things about doing these marathon sessions, where I record dozens of videos in a row, is when I start commenting on things going on in my life, just absent-mindedly, by the time it gets put up in the video, it doesn't really matter anymore because it's long past. Oh well. Let's see. Now, when last we left, we had set about to rescue the kids from this cult facility. We're going to go look for a shrine that, I don't want to put that there. We're going to look for a shrine that contains the majority of Harrow's power and does the brainwashing effect. Well, the shrine was easy to find. This happened last time too, it's the same map. Don't have enough willpower here. The doorway shimmers with a faint red light. As you approach the door, you can feel a squirming sensation in the back of your skull. Your limbs begin to tingle, then feel heavy. The closer you get to that doorway, the more of a struggle it is to continue moving forward. It feels as though the strength is being siphoned from your body. Step back. As you step away from the door, the crawling sensation gradually recedes. A moment later, the strength returns to your limbs. The shrine room is through here, but this barrier wasn't here before. Harrow must have warded the door after I ran. How do we get... Fantastic. Now what? Fantastic. Now what? The ward is like a lock. There must be a key. Back when I helped Harrow run this place, he and I were the only ones allowed in the shrine room. So we look for whoever has taken my place. That's where the key will be. I had my door open to the outside for a little to let some cool air in, and now I have bugs around. How will we know who that is? It will be a girl. Harrow would never take a male as his second. He wouldn't want the competition. And her hair will be fire red. It's sort of an insignia of rank within the cult. So, and I forgot to read off what my response would be. You can hear a distant murmuring sound coming from inside the room. Voices, 3, maybe 4 people all talking amongst themselves. You can't make out what they're saying, but one of the voices sounds desperate. You've heard the tone before. It's the sound of a man pleading for his life. We should keep moving. Whatever's going on in there, we don't want to get involved. Sounds like somebody's in trouble in there. I don't doubt it, but we can't do anything about that now. The cultists in there have been brainwashed by Harrow. Whatever they're doing, they aren't doing it of their own accord. After we purify the shrine, then we can intervene. But if we go in there now, they're going to attack us and we're going to have to kill them. That's not what I came here to do. Alright, Glory, you win. Actually, let's listen. You strain your ears to hear what people in the room... As you focus, the sound crystallizes and becomes clear. You shouldn't have come here. The tools of the government aren't welcome at Feuerstelle. Hear a soft sound. You recognize it instantly, a blade being drawn from its sheath. We have a use for people like you. Please, think about this. I have kids at home, not much younger than you. I'm not here to represent the government. I'm not a threat to you. I was only doing my job. You're wearing a uniform that makes you a tool and a pawn in our enemy. Harrow said so. I'm just a park ranger. I'm only here to do a wildlife survey. I didn't even know you people were out here. But now you do, and if you leave this place, others will find out. You brought this on yourself. No, please. Voice dissolves into a long, piercing scream. Step back. You're right. We can't afford to help this man. Unfortunately, he's already dead. So, best not. Those people are going to be last time I didn't listen. Oh, great. This appears to be a standard terminal. Login prompt goes on the screen. Hack the terminal. As you look through, this terminal is used exclusively for financial transactions. After a bit of digging, you find a list of payoffs to local law enforcement, paid by Harrow, no doubt, to ensure that the police look the other way. I got some paid data. This is his manifesto. I'm going to look at it. A ostentatiously large tome sits cradled on the pedestal. The paper is robust and fibrous, and the binding has been expertly stitched. Steel plate running along the book's spine anchors it to the pedestal. Glory stares down at it, frowning. Harrow's manifesto, the handcrafted line of bullshit that he feeds to his initiates. We all ate it up with a smile and came away convinced that he was a genius. Looks like he's expanded it over the last few years. It's at least twice as thick as it was when I lived here. Part of me wants to read this again. I didn't get too far. There's a feeling of uneasiness that builds when you're reading this, and I didn't want to press that. We don't have time to screw around with this. Let's keep moving. Agreed. Come on, let's go. I think that's there as a red herring, or worse, a trap. I'll look it up later and find out you get something really cool if you keep reading. As you open the refrigerator door, a whiff of ammonia sticks in your nostrils. Watery light glints off the polished interior. The fridge is stacked full of large plastic bins, all tightly sealed and neatly labeled. It's hard to tell through the opaque plastic, but they appear to be full of meat. Inspect the containers. You pop the lid off of a container to take a closer look. The first thing that hits you is the smell. The meat in here is beyond rancid. White mold frosts the side of the bin. Ew. And it's all that you can do to keep from gagging. As you rush to put the lid back on, you recognize a familiar shape in the rotten meat. A mangled human hand. What the hell is this, Glory? Ritual surprise. The adversary prefers them aged. Harrow teaches all the initiates how to do it, how to harvest the meat, how to store it, how to label it. Nobody likes doing it at first, but you learn. By the end, it doesn't even bother you anymore. I get the picture. I warned you you'd see things you didn't want to in here. You weren't lying. Come on, let's keep moving. Yep, that's a little bit terrible. What's in here? Ooh! I'm going to replace one of the... Actually, yeah, we're going to replace this. Okay. Medical supplies. The door. This is the Initiate's dormitory. The new arrivals are brought here. There's still hope for these kids, whatevs. Harrow hasn't had a chance to ruin them yet. Good to know. We'll try to get them out of here. Glory raises his hand, suddenly alert. Wait, listen. Movement in the other room. Listen closely. You strain your ears to listen. Soft voices from inside of the room come drifting out of a nearby vent. You can hear a woman's voice. The sound is crisp and smooth and sweet. It instantly puts you at ease. Calm now, dear. It's probably nothing. No need to worry yourself. We're so far off the beaten track we don't get a lot of visitors. Out of the corner of your eye you can see Glory's back stiffen. She flinches as though she's been stung. Another voice, high-pitched and pleading, an adolescent boy. But what if it is someone? What if the bad people have found us? What if they followed me here and they've come to... Well then, we'll send them away. You're perfectly safe here. You'll have to believe that. Don't worry, dear heart. Harrow won't let anyone hurt you. Not here, in this place. Not ever again. Are you certain, Martha? Another boy's voice, deeper than before. Positive. Be calm, all of you. As long as you're here with us, nothing bad will ever happen to you. That name sounds familiar. She gives a curt nod. It should be. Martha was the bait that Harrow used to lure me here. What do you want to do? If she's still here... She pauses, grits her teeth. Finally, she spits out an answer. She'll be Harrow's #1, my old position. He had his way with all of us, but he was always sweet on Martha. That means she'll have the key to the shrine room. In that case, we're going to have to find a way to get it from her. Yes, but not here, not now. Those kids in there, they'd all die for her. They'd already love her. They already love her. That's what she does. We can't risk confronting her in that room. If the situation turns ugly, any one of those kids will happily eat a bullet for her. And that's not what I came here to do. You're right. We came here to save those kids, not get them killed. We'll wait until Marta leaves and follow her. Glory nods her assent. Hush now, boys, and get some rest. You've got a big day tomorrow, the biggest day of your lives. You get to meet Harrow. I promise you, after you speak with him, you'll see the world in a whole different way. A better way. All right, Marta. Have a good night. Adolescent voice trembles out a response. You too, dear heart, all of you. A lovely musical laugh pours through the vent. You hear the distant sound of a door sliding shut. The coast is clear. We can handle the initiates. They're just a bunch of scared kids. Without Marta there to egg them on, they won't try anything. Step away. Let's go on exploring a little bit. I have not done this other rooms here. Oh, a van. Glory pauses at the side of the van. She traces the side of it with a claw. I remember cruising the back alleys of Tübingen looking for kids in need of help. The bake girls, Marta and others like her, would offer them money or food or drugs or sex, whatever it took to get them in the van. Once they piled in, Caro and I would be waiting to greet them. I remember so many nights like that, she frowns. I remember how much I used to enjoy it. Coming back here shows integrity, Glory. Most runners that I know wouldn't have done what you're doing tonight. Left to my own devices, I probably wouldn't have. You pushed me to do this to find some semblance of redemption. I owe you that. You don't owe me anything. Tell yourself whatever you like. We both know the truth. Come on, let's keep moving. Okay. I'm looking for ammunition in the coming conversations, is what I'm doing. You hear voices speaking low tones through the wood of the door. You can make out the words, but regular courses of rough laughter tell you the people on their side are enjoying themselves. Those voices belong to Harold's acolytes. They'll have some magical training and they like hurting people. You open that door, we're going to have a fight on our hands. Walk away. I don't want to announce our presence here until we have to. Let's keep moving. Okay. Now, I could go and try that journal, that manifesto. I don't know if it would give... It feels like a trap. It really does feel like a trap. So I don't think I'm going to open the door. Listening at the vent, you only hear the sound of moving air. The initiate closest to the door whips his head up to look at you. He takes a stutter step backward in alarm, then opens his mouth to cry for help. You don't want to do that. We're not here to hurt you. Do you really think that you can get to that door before I get to you? No. Please don't hurt us. Like I said, we don't want to hurt anybody. We're just here to have a word with Marta. Alone. You're not going to hurt her. No, of course not. We just want to talk. We're old friends. Yeah, okay. You do that. But you'd better be telling the truth. If anything happens to her... Don't worry, kid. Nobody's getting hurt tonight. Now, this conversation, last time I did this, ended with Marta dead. Marta's just on the other side of this door. However, if this goes, we're going to have to move quickly afterward. If she dies, Harl will know it, and I don't trust her to keep her mouth shut if she lives. So we take the key to the shrine room, break through the ward, and confront the spirit. Are we clear on that? Crystal, let's do this. Oops. The woman in this room is lovely. Full lips contrast artfully with her fine elvish features, and a tumble of fire-red hair spills down her shoulders. Beyond her physical beauty, there's something inherently approachable about her. She exudes an almost palpable aura of kindness and warmth. Marta, Glory's old lover, the lure that Harrow used to draw her and so many others to Feuerstelle. She looks up with a start at the sound of your approach. Her eyes go wide at the sight of Glory. As she takes in the cyberware, her mouth falls open in horror. Glory? Yes, Marta, it's me. It's been a long time. Glory's voice is cold. It has. Glory, what have you done to yourself? Marta swallows. The horrified look hasn't left her face. What I had to do. I got out, Marta. This was the only way. Oh, Glory. All at once, the horror on Marta's face replaced with an expression of profound sorrow. I am so sorry. Marta steps forward, her arms extended to wrap Glory in a hug. All at once, something in Glory's face changes. Her skin goes from pale to pallid, and her breath becomes ragged. She takes a step back and raises her claws into a defensive posture. Her voice frosts over with cold rage. Don't you touch me. You're one of Harrow's creatures. You always were. One of his creatures? Glory, what are you talking about? Keep your cool, Glory. This isn't like you. Look at me, what else? Take a good long look. I was forced to sacrifice my own body to escape from this place, to hack away what made me human, and she is the one who brought me here. Maybe so, but at the end of the day, it was your decision to come here. Nobody held a gun to your head. She grinds her teeth but says nothing. Eventually she nods. You're right, of course. It was my choice, but that doesn't change what she is, or what she did to me. If she hadn't found me, hadn't baited me here, none of this would have happened. None of what? I haven't done anything. If you just left me where I found you, where you found me, I never would have hurt anybody. My mother would still be alive. I would never have sold my soul to that abomination you all worship, and I wouldn't have had to sacrifice my own body to escape from it. This place took everything from me, and it all started with you. How and I rescued you from a life on the street, a beautiful girl, homeless, penniless, living in a gutter. I pulled you away from all of that. I saved you. She looks genuinely hurt. There's a long pause. Glory stares into Marta's eyes, her expression unreadable. I don't feel much anymore, Marta. Most of the time I'm completely numb. But for you I can make an exception. I hate you. I'm sorry you feel that way, Glory. For my part, I still love you. Another lie. The last one you'll ever tell. The razors flick out of Glory's fingertips. Her lip curls into a snarl. I don't think she's lying, or at least she doesn't think so. She believes what she's saying. I think that we should hear her out. Something strange is happening here. She nods eagerly, eyes fixed on Glory's razors. I'll prove it to you. Ask me anything you want. I'll show you I'm telling the truth. I never wanted anything bad to happen to you, Glory. Not ever. Why are you listening to her? She's just telling you what you want to hear. That's her whole purpose here. Remember, she's bait. Why should we listen to anything that she has to say? Knowing how the shrine is affecting her mind might help us, Glory. The cultists aren't responsible for their actions, remember. That's as true for Marta as it is for everyone else. She was here long before I was, before Harold started using the shrine. She made her own decisions, just like I did. No excuses. She's here because she wants to be. She brought me here because she wanted to. Her choice. You did a lot of terrible things here. That might have been true then, but she's been living under the shrine's influence for a long time now. She's no more in control of herself than anyone else here is. Maybe she's being compelled to lie to us. I'll accept that. It doesn't mean we should trust her. We're wasting time, and we need that key. If Harrow gets back here before we've dealt with the shrine, we're fucked. I didn't turn my back on you, Glory. You shouldn't turn your back on her. Glory stares at you for a moment, naked hostility on her face. Then the razors slide back into their housings with a click. All right, Marta, convince me. Convince you of what? That I'm not a monster? I don't know how to do that, Glory. You can start by telling me how you sleep at night. You know what happens to the kids that you bring here. You know what happened to me. But you're still luring them here into Harrow's clutches all these years later, so tell me, how do you live with yourself? Explain it to me. For a moment you can see the conflict behind Marta's eyes. If cognitive dissonance had a face, it would be hers, confused, frightened, angry, at war with herself. For a moment she struggles to speak. Then the whispering sensation that you felt outside that compound comes back and her face changes. The muscles of her brow relax and she appears to be at peace. Why are you asking me this, Glory? You already know the answers. The kids here aren't being hurt. They're walking the path to free and pure life, just like Harold taught us. The shrine is whispering to her, Glory. I can feel it too. She's blissed out on it, like you said. Marta continues, her joyful smile widening. Her voice is placid. How is a great man? A prophet. True sacrifices have to be made, but what he brings in return, it's so much love, Glory. You remember? Glory grits her teeth, but gives you a small nod. Yeah, you're right. After so many years living here, I don't know if she even knows what normal feels like anymore. She steps forward, grabs Marta by the shoulders, and it's a curiously soft gesture. Marta, if what you're saying is true, if you ever really did care for me, then please give me your key. It's important. Key? She blinks. Whatever you use to get past the wards outside of Harrow's shrine, I need it. Don't ask why, just do this for me. You owe me that much. No, Harrow said that I had to guard this. He told me that I could never take it off. I can't question one of Harrow's orders. It would be wrong. What if I could convince you that it wouldn't be wrong to question him? She blinks, then that thing you saw behind her eyes locks down again, and this flicker of unease on her face is replaced with an easy smile. You're welcome to try, but I promise you, you'll walk away from this apologizing for how long you are. Harrow is a great man. Feuerstelle is a good place. Stay here for a while. You'll learn that for yourself. Go ahead, ask your questions. We have nothing to hide. Oh, I should have read the thing. Do I load back to another screen? Because I don't think I'm armed well enough to get her out of this with her alive. Harrow's hurting the runaways that you bring here. You can see that, can't you? Hurting? How so? This corrupting you all. How many of them has he taken as wives, yourself included? A lesson in Puritan values from a Shadowrunner. How quaint. I can see that he has brainwashed you, but it isn't. Okay. I'm going to actually, yeah, load back to an earlier save, because... yeah, okay. Because I screwed that up. Okay. We're going to go to the autosave. And my timer's about to run down, so I'm going to stop that. Yay, save scumming. I am trying to get the story I like. It's a little bit... I really don't want this part of the story to go wrong. I mean, I could have... This is something I won't have very much fun with this game if I let this story go wrong for me. So that's part of why this is. We are going to read this. See you in a moment.